Hello everyone and welcome to iReadit, bringing you your daily dose of the internet for Tuesday, July 4th, 2017. I am Michael Schwahn.
And I'm Nathan Wood.
Please remember, everybody, you can help support our show by going to patreon.com/dailyinternet. In addition, we go live on Facebook Monday through Thursday, normally at 6 p.m. Alaska time, 7 p.m. West Coast, 10 p.m. East Coast. It is 9 p.m. Alaska time this time around. We had some scheduling conflicts and things like that because it was the holidays. So we are here now. I will also give you a heads up that it is going to be a little bit of a shorter show compared to our normal 10 topics of the news. We only have 5, and that is mostly due to just there not being a lot of news today. I went through a good number of stuff, and there wasn't that much that was really worth talking about. So I grabbed what was, and we are here now.
Yeah, I'm ready for it. You know.
Yeah, you ready? Nathan, how are you, sir?
I'm slightly drunk.
Yeah? On what?
Well, okay, so I was drinking gin earlier, so that.
Just straight gin?
Well, okay, so I mean, I had it mixed with other things. But I mean, it's my go-to drink. I normally just sit there and chug them down if I have access to them.
Tell me, sir, what was it mixed with?
It was mixed with Sprite.
Oh, okay.
And some like.
Damn, I should have a drink, actually. I still have some of that Vanique left.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah. So, do you want to talk about your day now, or do you want to talk about it after we do the news?
I mean, I can talk about it now.
Okay. What'd you do today, buddy?
I started off pretty well. I got invited to a bunch of different things, so I sat there and mulled it over for a bit, and I ended up heading over to Brendan's and hanging out with his parents for a bit, and we ended up playing on their VR on the 4K, which was really nice.
Yeah.
And then they made some burgers, and it was really delicious. And his parents are big fans of gin, so I drank quite a bit.
Good job. Power to you.
So,
at least you had food. At least you had food. That's better than normal.
Oh yeah, no, I would be sloppy, dead, passed out, drunk if it weren't for that little bit of food. So
Sure.
It was a lot of fun, and we got to not only do we get to play on the VR, but in the off times we were watching the AGDQ.
Oh, cool. Awesome Games Done Quick. For those of you that are not familiar with the program, Awesome Games Done Quick is a charity event where a bunch of speedrunners get together to speedrun through some of your favorite games of all time. And sometimes they have different goals, or if a certain amount is donated while they're streaming, then they'll do something different in their run through. Or sometimes you can pay for the names of things, and all of the money 100%.
Or they save the rabbits.
Yeah, 100% of the funds goes to charity. None of it is for profit at all. Everything that they raise goes to charity. Do we know how much they've raised so far?
I wasn't paying attention to that. I was paying attention to the pretty sick Doom speedrun that had been going on when I had last been on it.
I'm going to see if I can see how much.
Which, I mean, wasn't too long ago. It was 30 minutes ago was when I was watching it.
See if this shows how much they have raised at this point in time. They have raised $425,000 right now.
Damn.
And who are they giving it to this year? I can't tell.
A lot of different places, maybe.
Oh, normally they pick one each time. Doctors Without Borders.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. I could have told you that. I'm kind of drunk.
Right now, someone named Woobly is speedrunning through Half-Life 2, any percent with no scripts.
Oh, man, so they just got done with the Doom one, then.
He is 14 minutes into Half-Life 2.
Okay, so maybe a little more than just got done.
Yep. Either way, yeah. If you enjoy video games or want to see people do crazy stuff that you didn't know it was possible to do in a lot of your favorite video games, I really recommend going and checking out Awesome Games Done Quick. It's some cool stuff.
It is.
It's also a cool thing if you do enjoy video games, obviously, to just put it on while you're hanging out with people, because
it's good background.
Yeah, it's great background.
And just by you being on the stream, it gives them money.
Yep, more people that they have watching. There are people that because they have sponsors for it, and they give more money based on how many people showed.
Mm-hmm.
Either way,
that's where they get those big numbers coming in from.
Let's get some news going, shall we?
Mm-hmm.
Number 5, not 10.
5.
Journalist who exposed the racist creator of Trump's CNN tweet gets death threats.
This was submitted by Demosthenes131 to our politics.
So we didn't talk about it initially. Donald Trump sent out a tweet after slam.
Is it the one where he's wrestling?
Yeah, he sent out first. He sent out a chain of tweets slamming CNN for not just being fake news now they're fraudulent news. And he then later tweeted out on July 2nd at 5:21 a.m. per course, for him somewhere between 3 to 6 a.m. is when he does his real hard hitting tweets. And it was a gif of when back in, it was like 2007 when he was in professional wrestling and he is beating the crap out of Vince McMahon, except Vince McMahon's face has been covered up with the CNN logo. Now, there's lots of discussion about that in general. Somebody went looking at the creator who made it because the GIF was actually a section of a YouTube video from fucking YouTube. I guess that was a redundant statement. And they went looking into that creator, and now people are going after the creator because the creator has a whole bunch of anti-Semitism and pro-Nazi stuff apparently in their social media. So now people are making this weird connection of Trump took a GIF created from a YouTube video of a dude that was anti-Semitic.
The guy who made the GIF made a meme where it showed all of the people of CNN, and they all have little stars of David next to their pictures, and it says, "Something strange about CNN, can't quite put my finger on it."
Yeah. Well, the thing is, though, is that the journalist who found out that creator was racist and anti-Semitic and stuff like that, he is the one who's getting death threats, not the creator. The journalist who exposed him for being as such, because he's a popular YouTuber, I guess. I have not heard of this guy in any capacity, but people get a very rabid following a lot of the times on YouTube. And so people have been sending him death threats and things like that for trying to ruin this guy's reputation.
That's insane, though, because, the guy's actually a shithead.
Yeah.
He's already got a bad reputation.
But he doesn't give a damn, Nathan. Are you okay? No.
It pisses me off that people try to defend literal garbage. Literal fucking trash.
Well, that's like, what was it? A few weeks ago, a little over a month ago, we talked about the Daddy of 5 story where he was, vlogging his life, and most of which was yelling and abusing his children.
His kids. Yeah,
and
I remember that.
And his kids got taken away and all of those things, and the people that watched him were wanting to burn down and attacking anyone that was speaking out against Daddy of 5.
That's so goddamn, it's baffling how actual stupid people can be.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things I could say to that, but a lot of it is insensitive, so I won't.
Yeah, I also know that feeling.
So, for the time being, though, be safe, journalist. I wish you the best of luck, and be careful. Journalism can be dangerous, apparently. Well, I know it can be, but...
you get death threats for making any fucking thing.
This should not have been what was dangerous.
No.
4.
Judge tells woman who has sued dozens on frivolous lawsuits that she is no longer welcome in court.
This was submitted by Ballasseur to our news.
You can file so many useless lawsuits that the court won't listen to you anymore.
Yep.
I didn't know that was a thing. She has been declared a vexatious litigant, which basically means that unless she gets permission from a judge, she is not allowed to continue or begin any new cases on any level of court in Ontario.
I want to say we have something kind of like that up here.
But she has sued dozens of people over just stuff. Since 2011, so in the last 6 years, she sued at least 30 people. This includes men she's had relationships, a school board, a bank employee, a pawn shop, a dry cleaning business, lawyers who have opposed her in courtrooms for her other cases, and even a complete stranger. And it keeps going. So this article is written by The Star, and before this article went out, she threatened The Star, saying that if you run that article, I am going to sue you. Now that this article has obviously been published.
Obviously been up, yeah.
Yeah, so she has already informed the court that she is going to file an application to get permission to sue The Star over this article that I'm talking about right now.
Okay, so this doesn't surprise me because we have tons of people up here in just Alaska alone who are super fucking sue heavy, and I can tell you names, but I'm
That's
not
illegal.
going to. Yeah, I'm definitely not going to. But holy goddamn, there are a couple, like 2 specific people who we just don't do anything for them anymore. We can't.
Jennifer in the chat room asked, did she win any? It doesn't say explicitly how many she has won. It says that she did attend lawsuit, but she is she attended law school, but is not licensed to practice law, but uses her legal knowledge to drag out proceedings and specifically to aggravate the people she pulls into court. She has a long history of defending herself, often defending herself successfully against criminal charges, including fraudulent impersonation.
So she's adept enough to be able to get out of things.
I guess. I mean,
but she also puts herself into these situations.
I'm just like, doesn't it cost money to sue people?
Yes, it does, Michael. It costs a lot of money, but not if you ask the other side for your court fees.
Right, I know that. I know you can ask them to pay for court fees, and if you hired legal, you can also get them to pay your legal fees if the court awards that. But presuming that these are...
I'm sure I told the turkey story.
Yes.
Okay.
But if she's being declared a vexatious litigant and saying, hey, you're not allowed to do shit in court anymore because your lawsuits are bunk, I assume that a lot of them are getting thrown out or ignored, which means that she's still paying those, I would assume. I didn't want to say her name, Jennifer, but her name is Althea Reyes, and she was impersonating someone named Allison Reyes.
Okay, so it's really close.
Yeah, we don't know any other context of that. That she was impersonating someone named Allison Reyes. That charge on fraudulent impersonation was withdrawn when she agreed to a peace bond and not to use that name in any capacity.
Okay, so it couldn't even be also known as.
Yeah. The only other thing on this is that this order that says you're not allowed to continue or start new cases, it does not. She's still allowed to be in court if someone is suing her or to defend herself in any capacity. So it's not.
But she's not allowed to do any more lawsuits.
Right.
Right. That makes sense.
Andrew in the chat room says you can also find lawyers that will work for a percentage of the take if you win. Those are 1, rare, and 2, you have to have a legitimate case that the lawyer is willing to support. And maybe she does have those, but I don't know.
I doubt it.
Yeah, I really doubt it. I mean, it doesn't say what she does. The only thing that alludes to what her employment is the one-time beauty queen. That's all it says. It doesn't. So I mean, unless she has,
goddamn,
unless she has, some winnings or is I don't know. It doesn't say what she does.
Maybe this is how she's going to catapult herself throughout the rest of her life, is by getting famous on the internet for suing people. Eventually, someone's going to see this and be like, all right, we're going to have to strike a deal with her, and they're going to put her in a TV show.
Maybe, I don't know. Like, the thing is also to remember that some people are famous locally, so maybe she makes money locally in Ontario. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. But either way,
Could be a drug dealer.
Good job. Way to sue so many people for so much useless stuff that even Canada said, okay, hang on, wait, stop.
I mean, it's like the boy who cried wolf, right?
I guess.
Yeah, I'm guessing that's what this is like.
I don't know. It's just.
You know where that wouldn't happen?
Here.
America.
Yeah, America. We love suing people. What do you want to sue them for?
And we love crazy people suing other people.
Their yard is ugly and it offends me. I'm suing them. If they don't fix their yard, they owe me damages. Damages for what? For my eyes, because that pained me to look at.
That almost happened to my grandmother.
Dude, I'm fucking sure that it's happened somewhere now that I say that.
Yeah.
3,
44 states have refused Kobach's request for voter information.
This was submitted by Snows Nothing to Our Politics.
So, this is a little bit of a mixed bag in my opinion, but here's what we have. So the Trump administration created that commission in looks towards shutting down and cleaning up voter fraud, right? And
Sure.
we talked about it previously of like, yeah, that's a great idea. You know, Trump said, he wanted it created so he could win the popular vote, because he believes he only lost the popular vote because millions of dead people voted and millions of other people voted across multiple states.
You're not popular.
Yay. So that was what it was for, but we were like, you know what? I understand you are doing this for petty reasons, but if you do find anything out that it's purely beneficial, even if you're doing it for petty reasons. The problem is, and for understandable reasons, a lot of the states are not playing along. Currently, 44 states have refused to provide certain types of voter information to the Trump administration, and the reason for this is because of how the inquiries have been conducted. The requests, instead of going through the state's established channels for voter information requests, which anyone can do, you can go to the Division of Elections for each state and be like, I would like to request this information on the voters in this area or the state or whatever. They are requesting very blanket information, which includes things like people's political affiliation, so the last four of their social security number, personal address, phone numbers, etc. And the states are like, no, you don't get any of that stuff. That's private information. And also, the administration is asking each state to, instead of going through those channels to request the information, it said, hey, can you collect that information up and put it into this portal that we created on one of our websites? Yeah.
So they make it, oh my god. How can you not make it look like you're spyware?
By doing it the normal way.
Yeah, that is the most, like, virus-ridden, just, it looks so bad.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, this information is not something that you can't get. Just the way that the Trump administration has tried to get it is wrong.
No, it sounds like what fucking people use to steal other people's credit card information.
Yeah, kind of. Like,
Who put these people up to this?
Trump?
Did he find people who are like, all right, well, we're good at making, viruses for the internet. Let's collect information this way. But then forgot that he has to do it legally, and then ask the states to do it. But since he's already set up this virus portal, if they could just do it through there.
Well, and like, here's the thing, is that it so looks just like really bad, like data grabs. Like, the stuff you're asking for looks like you're trying to build profiles on people. Like, there's a way that you can, because they have an estimation of there's at least like 1.8 million dead people that are still on voter cards, right? And if you were to cross-check those with, the state's vital statistics that says these people are dead, then they're removed from the voter cards. And so there's just a lot of legwork of cleaning up that needs to be done that's not being done because nobody has any fucking money and nobody has any time because we don't have enough people working anywhere. But the way that they're wanting to do that is very sketch.
Mm-hmm. Let's just clean it up a bit,
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks really bad.
So, I mean, and if they amended what they were asking for, because, like, a majority of the states said no because they're wanting the last, like, one of the things included is the last four of people's social security numbers, and they're like, no.
Let's not give that away to no matter who else.
Yeah, because,
like, that's one of the things that you're grown up just to know not to give other people.
Yeah, I mean, because, like, things like their address, their date of birth, their last four of their social security, their political party affiliation, those things are not considered public information.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's going to make what that commission wants to do more difficult, but, I mean, I understand. At one hand, they're like, this would make it really quick and easy if we could just do this. And then everyone went, that's very sketch and wrong and no. And then if they move on to do it properly, then it'll probably work fine and not be a big deal. But right now, they're just trying to cut corners.
I just heard fireworks.
Yeah, we've heard a couple today. But we live in Alaska, and it's, 9:20 and the sun is still out. So
yeah, we're going to be getting fireworks until like 3 in the morning.
That's when people might actually start, letting them off.
Yeah.
So.
Oh well, it's fun. You hear loud bangs. You scare, veterans.
Yeah,
Dogs.
I mean, it's
Veteran dogs.
It's pretty par for course for the rest of the year when you hear loud bangs that you don't have to guess if they're fireworks or not. You just know they're gunshots.
Yeah, normally.
2,
Brexit vote leave campaign chief who created the 350-pound NHS lie on a bus admits leaving EU could be an error.
This was submitted by Belgium Does Not Exist to Our World News.
So I didn't know about this bus, but
Yeah, I didn't know Belgium didn't exist. What the fuck?
No. So apparently, as part of the Vote Leave initiative, this guy created a bus that was driving around, and it's this big. I'll just throw it up on the screen. It's this big red bus that says, "We send the EU 350 million pounds a week. Let's fund our NHS instead. Vote Leave. Let's take back control." Now, the only problem is one that is a blatant lie, like such a lie, huge lie. It is. They never send that much money off to the EU, and also because there's not that much money, you can't promise that much money to the NHS if you were to go through with Brexit. Now, one thing before I go any further is this article is a little bit cherry-picked, okay? Because he did say that it could be an error, okay? But there was more to that statement, okay?
Sure.
He described the referendum as a dumb idea before the other ideas had been tried to win back the powers of Brussels. He also warned that Brexit is shaping up to be a guaranteed debacle without big changes in Whitehall to deliver a successful negotiation. So he's not saying that he didn't want to go along with it. He's saying if you don't do these things and if we don't play our cards correctly, it will be a failure.
Oh, okay. So he's saying right now it's not a failure.
Right, like that's in one of the first paragraphs of the article, and I was like, "You bastards! Like, you're just grabbing at a headline, aren't you?" Because, like, I mean,
very greedy,
I don't have an opinion really necessarily one way or the other on the whole Brexit thing. I mean, I live in America; we are all for freedom and independence, but I also understand that
that's what today's about, freedom.
I also understand the value of being part of the European Union that would give to Britain, right? Now, on that same note,
I guess.
So I don't know whether Brexit is truly a good or a bad thing. Most of what I have found seems like it's going to be a pretty negative thing for the country, but he is not saying that it's not a bad thing. He's saying that if you don't do it correctly, because the initial vote was yes, no, leave, go. Like, what do you want to do?
It's very cut and dry.
Yeah, and so they voted to leave. And so now they're working on, the negotiations of who gets what power goes where, what trade deals will be established where, how are these negotiations going to play out. And in any deal involving world negotiations, if you don't do it correctly, you're going to get screwed.
Oh, yeah, no. And especially if you're cutting ties, it'd be like if Alaska was like, fuck it, we're not going to be part of the United States anymore.
That's a bad idea.
Yeah,
unless we go to Canada. Like, if we try to do the whole we're our own country thing, total failure. But if we just join Canada, I'm cool.
Yeah. Wait. Yeah.
Yeah. So
then we can have our 4th of July earlier.
Yeah, 2 days earlier.
It wouldn't be the 4th anymore.
No, it'd be Canada Day.
Canada. Oh,
Canada. None of us know any more of the words.
That's all right. You want to know why? Because it's a fucking Canadian thing and we're American.
You're pretty into this, aren't you?
America.
And I'm the one who shared all the freedom memes like a month ago.
Yeah, right?
1,
United Nations and World Health Organization call for drugs to be decriminalized.
This was submitted by iReadit to Our World News.
So, there's,
this is not new.
I mean, on the surface, there you go. That's what this is. Basically, they're calling for reviewing and repealing punitive laws that have been proven to have negative health outcomes. Basically, the war on drugs, the entire idea of making them illegal and incarcerating people for having them or doing them is shitty, expensive, and ineffective. Instead, looking at preventative programs and treatment plans for keeping people away from drugs or treating those that are on them has proven exponentially more effective.
Right.
Now, go ahead.
I was gonna say the World Health Organization's been on this kick for fucking about 2 years now.
Right now, it's actually on the table, but the member states of the United Nations would still like to see narcotics still be illegal, just because of how detrimental they can be.
Mm-hmm.
But otherwise, it's something that is being potentially considered.
That's really exciting, you know.
Now, the thing is I don't know how much money this would actually save, because my mind says, okay, but if we're not spending money on the litigation and incarceration anymore, that we don't save that money. That money just instead goes to the preventative and treatment plans.
Right, but you can theoretically not have to put that much money into that compared to keeping people alive for decades.
You can also, not ruin people's lives.
That also works too.
Considering just how detrimental any of those things on your record can be. I mean, and maybe they would still go on your record, but instead of being listed as like felonies and shit, it'd just be listed as like, I don't know if having to go through the preventative or treatment plans would be marked on that, especially if it's not illegal. I guess not. But
I guess it would make driving impaired a thing when it comes to narcotics. Aside from that, like, you wouldn't have it tagged on as like, it's weird. It'd be like armed robbery, but you're not going to be like armed robbery on drugs.
Well, I mean, maybe. I mean, because alcohol is legal and it's still illegal to drive while intoxicated. Right,
I know. I'm just saying, like, the things that would be illegal for you to do drunk, right, would still be illegal for you to do on narcotics.
Yeah. Yes.
But all these other things, you might not be busted for.
Depends on what they are, I think. I think there'd be a very large amount of regulation that would have to go into place on what you can and can't be on, where and when, and stuff like that. Because, like, you wouldn't want someone driving a car that's tripping on mushrooms. Like,
yeah, that would be pretty bad.
Because they would see the road lift up and drive out into the stars, and they'd be like,
that's not what they would see.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. I never did them.
Things would be big, and then it would be really small.
So yeah, you get the idea, though. That's not exactly something you should try to do.
No.
But
unless it's Mario Kart, then I am all for it, because fuck yeah.
Unless it's Mario Kart.
I'm all for drunk driving on Mario Kart.
So we'll see. I mean, this is just an additional call out to it. At this point, like, they both joint submitted documents to have this presented instead of them just talking about it. So, yeah.
That's pretty interesting.
We'll see.
I'm all for this. I hope they do get decriminalized. Bleh. But I do want to see regulation, just like on everything.
Yeah, I think regulation is important, just to make sure people don't go too wild and crazy.
Regulation and taxation. Everything's good and moderate. Well, not everything's good.
Look at me! Nathan, what did you care about in the last 24 hours?
Fucking games being done quickly.
Yeah?
Yeah.
AGDQ?
Watched the Heart Gold Soul Silver run earlier. They got Raikou and everything. That shit was cool. I was watching the Doom run earlier. Thing's fucking exciting because they do this weird thing where they clip into the walls and then they can run across the entire map to look at a secret and then reload their save point, and they get shot back all the way to the beginning of the map, which they then clip into the wall again to go find other secrets, and then just do that over and over again to get all the secrets. It's fucking insane.
So I take it.
If you ever want to see any kind of engine in a video game broken beyond any repair.
Well, I mean, Doom and Doom 2 had a code you could put in for clipping.
Right. But this is the 2016 Doom was the one I was watching.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Yeah, I was watching the badass Dooms. Well, okay, I guess the old Dooms are pretty badass. The badass new Doom.
Sure.
English, take 2.
No, I understood. I was in a parade this morning.
Oh yeah, was it the Gay Pride Parade?
No, but thank
Color
you.
me surprised.
Thank you.
It's a pun.
I appreciate that one. As much as I normally hate puns, that one was a good one.
You're welcome.
Anyway, no, it was a 4th of July parade. I was since I announced tons and tons for roller derby in the state of Alaska. I went with the team I am most strongly affiliated with, and that is the Boomtown Derby Dames in Wasilla, Alaska. And I wore my suit and my America tie, and I ran around and passed out cards to a bunch of people, asking them to come watch and or play roller derby, and it was
That's
awesome.
exciting.
And then I was exhausted because I ran all over the fucking place handing people cards.
That sounds like a great thing to do on the fucking Day of America, you know?
Yeah, it was wonderful. And
Nice and relaxing.
then
Except not relaxed.
I got to meet our good friend Adam Weinberg. His sister is in town.
Oh, I've never met him.
Yes, you have.
Yeah, you're right.
You play D&D with him every Sunday.
Oh.
I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, so I met his sister, and to save you the time, and probably because you won't meet her before she leaves, because they're going to go like to Whittier and Seward and do tourist stuff, because she's only here for like 4 days. She is Adam, but female.
Oh, nice.
Like, very much the same person.
Nice.
Are you okay?
I'm okay.
Yeah, you all right there?
Yeah.
And then I got home and proceeded to feel dead and passed out for I don't know how long, actually. All I remember is Jennifer waking me up when I was able to have consciousness again. And then I tried to get something for her because she asked for like a picture off of my phone, and I fell back asleep.
You know, I can feel that.
And like I just felt so drained and exhausted.
It's you know, I mean, it's fucking day.
The other thing that I cared about in the last 24 hours is more like the last like 30 hours and somewhat the next 24 hours. That yesterday was my first day as a paralegal and tomorrow is my second day, and it was epic and awesome.
Oh, I forget I have to go to work tomorrow.
Yes, you do, which means you should not stay up till 3 a.m.
I didn't do that last night. I did. I was really proud of myself. After the podcast, I went downstairs, I ate a little bit of food, and then I promptly fell asleep.
Good job, buddy.
Yeah.
That's it, though. You ready to get out of here? I said it was a shorter show, and we still ended up breaking over 30 minutes with only 5 topics.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Cool. All right. Everybody, we'll be back at the normal time of 6 p.m. if you do watch us live on Facebook. 6 p.m. Alaska time tomorrow. That is 7 p.m. if you're on the East Coast. Nope, West Coast. And 10 p.m. if you are on the East Coast. Otherwise, we would ask you to support us. Patreon.com/dailyinternet. If you can spare $1 or even $5 a month, if you can just give up a drip coffee or a latte and send that our way, we would be most appreciative. Thank you very much to the sponsors that sponsors, patrons, whatever. They're basically the same. It's just personal sponsors, right? Thank you very much to all of you. You definitely actually do keep this show going some months. It would not happen if it was not for the Patreon. So with that said, appreciate you greatly. Otherwise, we'd ask you to follow us on social media. It's also a good place to keep updated on notifications. Just as a heads up for, to let everyone, like today we sent out a note, something on Facebook and Twitter telling people that the show was going to be at 9 instead of 6. You can follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. All of those are at iReaditCast. iReaditcast. If you want to follow me on basically all social media, I am at Schwahn Michael. Nathan is at Bimmenstein. Of course, you can take the show with you. If you cannot catch it live, you can watch it on YouTube. If you would like to do so, just search iReadit. I do not have a URL because we do not have enough subscribers. You have to get 100 subscribers before they will give you your own YouTube URL. You can also download it on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, Blueberry, basically any podcatcher that exists, Podcast Addict. It is available on all of those as well. And if you would like to throw us a 5-star review on any of those, that would also help us immensely, as it helps more people discover the show when they search for random stuff on the internet, and that is us, because we are shouting out to the internet and hoping that somebody listens. And to those of you that do listen, one big thank you to you.
Just one.
Just one. Just one. I will not say it again. Otherwise, though, if you would like to send us feedback on the show, let us know whether we suck or we rock or what you think we are doing right or wrong, or if you have a topic that you would like us to talk about, please send it to our email inbox, which is feedback.ireddit@gmail.com, or you can call and leave us a voicemail at 508-738-2278. That is it, everybody. That is your 316th dose of the internet. I really considered making a really terrible, like, John 3:16 joke, but I decided completely...
More like Austin 3:16.
America 3:16.
There you go.
That is it.
Crack open a cold brew.
That is it, everybody. I am Michael Schwahn.
And I'm Nathan Wood.
And please remember, everyone.
Don't get eliminated!
Have a good day, everyone.
Bye.